Hey, Bill here, also known as Randall Flag, New York. April 6, 2:30 p.m. Down at the workbench. This is my workbench that I'm in the basement, Dad built back in the late 50s, early 60s. Described as a monster. Here's my latest project. We have that tile saw, that wet tile saw up in the porch. It's springtime, weather's getting warmer. The tile saw's gotta go. It's gotta find a home. So we're not going to sell it because we might be retiling the master bath. So what to do? Well, I need shelves. I need to put it on a shelf. Now, that's my lumber supply next to the circuit breaker panel, which kind of illegal or against code, but having all that flammable stuff right by the panel is not a good idea, really. And I got too much stuff and not enough shelf space, and I need a new toolbox over there. But I got all this crap, including a sink and an old door and some of those folding doors from the bathroom I just renovated. Those are the original folding doors, which I replaced with the pocket door. I've got all this crud. I've even got from my mother. She picked it up back in the day. That is a cast iron or steel printing press. Weighs a ton, 100 pounds or more. And you put the paper in the wood block or whatever with the the lead typeface and all that, and you put the paper and press it down and make an impression. Got to find a home for that because Mom doesn't want to get rid of it, and I got to find a home for the tile saw. So what to do? Well, we've got these plastic shelves you get from the big box store, Big Orange, and they're okay. I'm going to keep them. I got to clean and organize and throw out stuff. Obviously, kind of looks like Mr. Peak's garage, which is. I love Mr. Peak very much, but it's not something to aspire to, though I would like that lift. So I built another platform, and here it is. I'm going to build a shelving unit, and I'm going to make platforms. Here's what I did, is I made out of 2x4 and 1/2 inch plywood. I really should have used 3/4. But if you look, this is a lot like the platforming you do in technical theater, and you make platforms for stage sets. Get 4 foot by 8 foot 3/4 inch sheet of plywood, and then this is 2 foot by 4 foot handy panel I got at Big Orange. But what I did is I made a frame and I reinforced it, and I put because of the weight, I got 6 casters, and where that press goes, I might even put a 7th caster right there. Designate a spot on the lower shelf for the press, the printing press. And maybe put another caster right there. And I have the tile saw, and I also have some spare tile, which is not exactly light. So what I'm going to do is, I made this guy, and used glue and drywall screws, and I also had a box of coated 3-inch drywall screws for exterior use. Some of these are interior 3-inch. I used 3-inch screws on the ends, and 1.5 inch on the tops for putting down the plywood. I used construction adhesive, so it's immensely strong. And what I did is I'm going to use I made 2 other platforms here, and also with glue and screws. And this is the top shelf. It has only 2 inside bracing, and the middle and the bottom have the 3. The 2 outside and the 3 in the middle cross pieces for extra strength. So, most weight on the bottom shelf, the next amount of weight on the middle, and the least amount on the top. And here are basically it'll be held up like this, basically, is that I'm going to put them, screw the 4 sides, and so the 2x4s, there'll be another 2x4 here coming down, so the 2x4s are on the outside. It's not a very pretty shelving unit, but maybe I might have been able to find one factory made that could withstand the weight, and it might have worked for my purposes, but it might have been maybe a little bit more. I paid about $150 for the supplies all told, and to do this, and a shelf to hold the kind of weight I envision might probably cost more. So we'll see how, I'll keep an eye on it over time and see if it's showing signs of structural fatigue and bending and whatever. So you can always beef it up with more wood, and so we'll see. So that's what I'm up to. And here's the electric kiln that we got for free that Mother and my niece have never used. 220 volt, sucks 40 amps on per leg, so it's 80 amps. So, and can't really use it in the summertime. We don't, we can't imagine using it in the summer, so it's got to be fall, winter, or spring. And I wish we could fire it up, but so far not enough stuff to make it worthwhile firing it. So, see you around. Bye. Hey, 2:55 p.m. Okay. The floor here is basically level, so what I did is I put this platform down on the floor, measured it with the level there, and then I've clamped this guy vertically using the level again, put some clamps in. On these legs, well, to start with at the top, this is the top shelf. I drilled 2 holes, pilot holes for Mr. 3-inch drywall exterior grade screws. Maybe I should use the internal ones, the inside screws I have upstairs. In fact, I will. Those are expensive. I also have my very old can of Johnson paste wax. I'm gonna lube up the drywall screws so they go into the wood easy, and that's my little impact driver. So it saves the battery using the paste wax. So I'll be back in a minute, but this is how I'm doing it. I'm going to do the 4 legs like this, put 3 screws in a triangle formation, maybe 4 screws. Can't use glue because, if you ever want to adjust, add a shelf, move the shelf heights, you can't use glue. So, yeah, so I'm going to shut the camera down. I got to go get the screws, lube them up, and put them in. And I'll do these 2 legs and then the other 2 legs. Got to bring the other 2 legs over and pre-drill them. And if you can see, about 1 inch up and 1 inch in. So, and then maybe about another inch up and another 2 in parallel to those. And not that maybe there's a specific pattern I should use. I've never found the book or the magazine article telling about it. So, yeah, so see you later. Bill here, 3:03 p.m. There they are, 4 in a square kind of. With it's pretty level. It's pretty close to perpendicular. And just by the way, that's another platform that I built to get the freezer up off the ground. Ooh, that freezer needs a cleaning. Got to do that this spring. Definitely get it ready for the summer. But there it is. I built it so you can wheel the freezer away from the wall, get behind it, clean, do all If it breaks down, you can wheel it away, and the guy can get to the service panel in the back. So it's pretty good. So I'm doing the same thing. So just with a shelving unit. So see ya. I'm back, 3:25 p.m. and I got all 4 in. Looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna set up the I'm gonna set up the middle shelf, and then I'll have to figure out how to do the bottom shelf, but there it is. So be back in a while. 3:48, change of plans. Ta-da! Work in progress here. I thought I'd oops. Yeah, this one's kind of changing plans here. I thought I'd, with the top on the ground, I thought I'd put clamps and then have it working upside down, put the shelf on top of the clamps at the right spot and screw them in. But then I realized that, just occurred to me I could have put stringers in to have it all rest there. Then it occurred to me to put the middle shelf in. Might be easier just to have it, to put it just to, put the legs in, screw it up, and get the middle, the top and the bottom together, and then do clamp that way, and then just drop it in. It's easier to get it level, do the final level. And so I had a bad surprise here. It looks like there was a dip in the floor, so I got that to deal with. And so we'll have to deal with that. I don't know when I'll deal with it, whether I'll screw. I think what I might do is screw in the bottom, and then get all 4 bottoms in, and then just release those 4 screws there, and then redo the screws. So, alright, so I'll see ya. Okay, here's the solution that I found. Using a 2x4, so that's 3.5 inches, and then plus another ½ inch using these Handy shims. Again, I think Handy shim is now out of business. That's too bad because these are great. So using Handy shims to prop them up to 4 inches, which is the height of the base. So I can put 1 or 2 screws in on each leg and at least get it off the ground, and then put another 2 in on each leg, and you know, strengthening it up. And you know, it looks pretty level. It just doesn't have to be that perfect. Over there we got that one leg which is too high. I'm going to have to fix that, or not, depending on my mood. But I gotta do 2 over there, and then I think 1 more over here, and then maybe I could fix that guy over there. But that's how I'm doing it. And then what I'll do is I'll put a clamp here, and then the shelf will rest on it, and then once it's all in a nice position, you just run screws in that way and clamp it up. Okay, so be back in a bit. Okay, April 9th, 5:33 p.m. Ta-da! Sorry for the delay. It's been a couple days since I, quote, finished it. Here is the shelving unit, and it has stuff on it. Here is the 2-burner portable stove, camping stove, that used to be in the porch, and we bought it the Sunday before Hurricane Sandy, and we ended up using it for 12 days because we lost power. There's the circuit breaker panel that lost power. That's the panel that I hot-wired some of the circuits, and plugged those circuits into the extension cords that we ran from the neighbors. And so there's that, and we have, this was built to store stuff. It's got 6 casters under there, as previous previous footage shows. And I got my tile saw. Here's all the spare tile, and that's the floor tile there. I definitely got to save some of that, but I have some excess. And we bought some like 6-inch 6x6 tiles that we didn't use. The design changed. You know, we bought some of these 2x6 bullnose. Design changed. We couldn't use them. So we've got the tile, we've got the stove, and we got the saw, the wet saw. And this guy here, I might hang him from the rafters over or down the other corner, diagonally that way, on the other corner of the basement by the fuel tank. I might make some sort of apparatus and hang him like a hammock. Get him up out of the way in a dead space where there's a little bit of room. Because we got all this crap over here, and we've got these 2 plastic shelves, and I really got to clean up all this crap. So, you know, there's this press, this printing press, which is, I guess, an antique, and it's too nice to throw out. Mother wants to save it. We don't have any, you know, movable type or whatever that we can make impressions on, like a piece of parchment or vellum or whatever, but I guess it's sentimental value. So I'm going to put that guy over there in that corner right in the center of the screen in that spot. And I don't know, maybe I might get 2 more. Sorry, I might get 2 more casters just to really support this bad boy. Okay, I threw my back out earlier today. I have a really good back, but I don't know. It was early in the morning. I'd woken up and I'd reached up to pull the attic stairs down, the folding stairway to the attic, and I pulled a muscle, and it's over on the. It's not my spine. It's on the right side of my back, down by my rib cage. Hurts tremendously, but. So I've been hitting the books today. Gosh, it's nice in the basement here. It's nice and cool. It's hot in my room. So you got this top shelf here, and that's it for me. So I'm going to have to compile this this last piece of footage in with the other pieces and post this video. So talk to you later. Bye.